Welcome back. Tales Brewing Company in Parsonsburg does things a little differently than most restaurants, like doing most of their cooking outside in a wood-fired pizza oven. Take a look at this week's Foodie Friday.
Welcome back to another edition of Foodie Friday. This week we're visiting a local favorite in Parsonsburg. Let's go check out Tall Tales.
A rustic feeling, homemade food with a flair. We kind of always ask ourselves, is it weird enough to get people in here?
Since 2011, Tall Tales Brewing Company has worked hard to not only be known for their brews, but their food as well. Executive Chef Amanda Jarvis told the foodie team that she's changed up the menu over time, but the one thing she makes sure stays on the menu is her Parmesan crusted chicken. And that's where we started.
Just fire roasted veggies, homemade potato cakes, heavily seasoned grilled chicken, parm crust, balsamic glaze. Pretty simple.
Due to kitchen limitations, Tall Tales only has one small hot plate and a brick pizza oven to use for cooking. So, most of their cooking is done in the oven, including the Parmesan crusted chicken and its sides. Not only does this give their dishes a signature smoky flavor, but it perfectly crisps the chicken.
The creaminess on top of the chicken, that is really good. And that's where, the chicken has a lot of flavor, but there's a lot more flavor too in that topping.
Not to sleep on these vegetables, like just having that nice high heat brick oven really brought out a lot of the flavors.
Next up, Tall Tales made the item that put them on the map, their white pizza.
So what's on the pizza is a pizza oil is what we call it. We infuse the oil with a lot of herbs, spice, let it sit for probably about a week before we even start to use it. So that's your base.
Tall Tales places this pizza oil along with mozzarella, sauteed spinach, house roasted tomatoes, and ricotta cheese on their homemade pizza dough. Then they place it in the oven for a couple of minutes.
All the cheese being in the oven, all melted together, extra creamy. And you get the bite of the tomato, the fresh vegetable, the spinach. But I like how the crust is light. It's not like a thick crust.
Not only does Chef Amanda switch up the menu, she also offers specials every weekend. One of those specials being grilled salmon over pesto risotto with fire roasted veggies.
A grilled salmon that we're actually doing in the oven this time. We use a house whipped butter that just put it on a pan, sear it up real quick on a hot pan.
Over the small hot plate, Chef Amanda heated the risotto and added their house-made pesto to it. This gives the cheesy rice a pop of color and a burst of flavor with each bite.
Pesto just offers a different taste to risotto because we're just used to, the normal taste of it, having that hint of white wine, hint of garlic in it, obviously the cheesiness, but the pesto just makes it, pesto reminds me of summer, so to me, it gives it sort of a summery taste to it.
While I focused on the risotto, foodie photog Mike focused on the salmon that he watched cook in the brick oven.
This is a pretty quick cook on this salmon. I don't think this is more than 3 minutes.
With each dish better than the last, Tall Tales proved that even with their kitchen limitations, they can still push flavor boundaries.
And if you want to try Tall Tales, they're located at 6929 Heron Grove Court in Parsonsburg. And of course, if you see them there, tell them you saw them on Foodie Friday. And if you have a place for the foodie team to check out, email newsroom@wmdt.com.